Okay, I have to apologize to everybody here because I shot 8 clips of our prayer meeting and all the police around there, and only 3 of them survived. We had a problem with the internet going in and out, and I wasn't able to upload them properly, and I thought they went up. I deleted the device copies, and then they evidently didn't go up there, so I've only got 3 clips here, but I'll tell everybody what happened. Okay, we were supposed to have our prayer meeting in the park. The county mayor's orders exempted religious gatherings from all the regulations. From we're allowed to have more than 10 people because groups of more than 10 people are prohibited from gathering. And if it's a religious gathering, you're allowed to have more than 10 people. You're allowed to have, there's no limit on the number of people. You're allowed to be in the park for a religious gathering. Anyway, so Pastor Frank Diaz comes out. You may have seen him in a previous clip when the police walked right into the prayer circle and took him away, and then he started praying with them. That's a previous playlist. Anyway, Pastor Frank Diaz comes out, and we do a prayer meeting, and then he feeds everybody. It's mostly homeless people that he ministers to, and we were doing the prayer meeting in Symphony Park. It went down Thursday with no problems. 2 days ago, and now today we do a brunch on Saturdays, and he came down, and the first thing he did is he spent all morning riding around South Beach telling all the homeless people that the thing was going to be in Symphony Park rather than in Loomis Park where we usually do it, because Loomis Park is fenced off now. And anyway, we get to Symphony Park at the time that the pastor is supposed to be arriving, which is 10:30 in the morning. And 10 minutes later, there are 10 police vehicles there, 2 motorcycles and 8 cruisers. And the officers all told everybody the park is closed, we have to leave. And we left the park. Now, as far as I know, the pastor clears everything with the city before, and the city approved that location for the prayer meeting. Anyway, so he came out. Pastor, they got us all out of the park. So we had to stand on the street on Lincoln Lane North, which runs between Lincoln Road Mall and the park itself. The park is out behind the back of the mall. And we had to stand on the sidewalk, and then they made us practice social distancing and told everybody you have to be 10 feet away from the next person. And so we're standing 10 feet apart each, lining the entire block down the sidewalk. Pastor Frank arrives in his van, and before we could even pray, as soon as he got out the door of the van, the police asked him, "Have you got food?" "Well, you can pray, but you can't feed the people. And we're confiscating your food because you can't be giving it out," even though the food was still in boxes in the back of the van. So the pastor handed a box of sandwiches to the sergeant, and the sergeant put it in the back of his SUV. And then he handed a second box to the sergeant, which contained fruit salad and I don't know what else. And it's basically whatever Whole Foods gives him that dated out yesterday and that they didn't sell. And the sergeant took the second box, and then he proceeded to distribute a sandwich and a salad to every police officer on the scene. Each box was still left half full. They remained in the back of the sergeant's car, and all the police left, except for the two on the motorcycle. And the two on the motorcycle stood there, and they let us pray. And anyway, you have one clip where the sergeant had taken the food already, or taken the first box of food, and I'm asking the pastor if he has any more. You know, you're letting them get take it away, and the pastor says to me, no, he's got another box. He was apparently going to give us the salads and let the police have the sandwiches. And when he said that to me, that was when the sergeant heard it and told him to give him the second box, and he gave the sergeant the second box. Then we have another clip where the sergeant is putting it in his car. The clip where I actually had the sergeant giving it to all the police got deleted. It didn't upload properly. At any rate, we prayed, and then we were given bags, doggy bags, containing like Nutri-Grain bars and potato chips, stuff that's not perishable, and that's in sealed containers. The police took all the main course stuff, the sandwiches and the salads. The pastor never mentioned to the police that he had the other stuff. And when he started giving us out the bags with the potato chips and the Nutri-Grain bars, the two motorcycle cops went over there and they told him he can't be doing it. And he finally spoke up to them, and he said, I got the okay from the city, and order from the county specifically allows me to be doing this. And as soon as he had given everything out, the police told us that we all had to leave immediately or be arrested. Now, I don't see how they were going to do that when there were 2 cops and 30 of us, but Pastor got in his van and he drove away, and I left immediately. That was on one of the clips that got deleted. Anyway, you see what's left. It's on the rest of the playlist. So, Pastor wound up feeding the piggies. And the piggies stole the food from the homeless people.